As we've been discussing on the programme a little bit earlier, I'm really concerned about reports that there is a pro-Palestinian mob that wants to disrupt events in 5 cities right across the United Kingdom. On Monday, particularly in regard to Armistice Day events, is the 11th of November, the 11th of the 11th on Monday. Tomorrow is, of course, Remembrance Sunday. We'll bring you full coverage here on Talk. Daniel Britton is going to be our guide for that. He's a constitutional historian. He's a great guy. He'll talk us through all the aspects of Remembrance Sunday, who's laying the wreaths and so on. Tony Hayes is chairman of the Veterans Association UK. Tony, great to talk to you. This is a very, very important weekend for you and, of course, for all veterans and, of course, everyone who is commemorating the incredible contribution that veterans have made to this country. When you read about people who are pro-Palestinian protesters who want to disrupt that commemoration, what goes through your mind? What are your thoughts this weekend?
It gets me extremely angry. At the end of the day, these are the soldiers, people who fought for this country over generations, and we're paying homage to the ones that have fell. And I get extremely angry when people, to be honest, they don't come from this country originally, but they're made welcome here. But they're disrupting things like this. I think it's an absolute disgusting mess.
There are a huge number of measures that have been taken around the cenotaph. For example, we'll have the whole political class will be there, the top brass of the military, various people from who have served in all different conflicts, of course. And I wonder whether that security will be top class, but there will be lots of other events right across the country that won't have that level of security. We've also heard about some events that haven't gone forward because insurance hasn't been taken out or have been cancelled or so on. I just wonder what your thoughts are on the main security for that, and also events around the country as well.
Well, imagine with the King being there and all the political members of the public, the political members, I think the security will be very, very high. I'm more concerned about the provincial towns. I live in a town called Nelson in Lancashire, which has got a very high Muslim population. And over recent years, there's been a lot of anti-British, pro-Palestinian rhetoric going on, to the point that on the town hall, on the Platinum Jubilee for the Queen in 22, the town hall in Nelson flew a Palestinian flag, only because of the outcry of the indigenous British people in this town, where we actually forced the MP, Andrew Stevenson, to force the council to take it down. So I'm hoping there won't be any bother, but I'm not going to sort of keep my expectations too high with that. It's just one of it really is. There has been
some, just bring us up to date with this particular aspect of things, Tony, because there has been some speculation that there will be some veterans who would turn their back on Keir Starmer. What is the truth of that, and where are we with that argument at the moment?
It is something which has been going around the veterans, certainly on the social media sites, for example. A lot of veterans, myself included, especially Northern Ireland veterans, are extremely peeved with him. For whatever reason, he wants to repeal the legacy bill for Northern Ireland, which is going to leave the veterans from Northern Ireland wide open once again to prosecution by the Irish nationalists. Now, in 2019, myself and a chap called Graham Jones MP, who was a local MP for the Hyndburn area, was on the Defence Select Committee. We managed to put a block on this witch hunt, and then Sunak basically capitulated to pressure from the Irish nationalists, and it got reopened until the legacy bill, which came into force in May this year, and Starmer wants to repeal it.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens there. I wonder, Tony, whether you think people will turn their backs on Keir Starmer tomorrow, or whether you don't think that will happen.
I think it's quite likely that it possibly will happen. I've never known a Prime Minister so detested in such a short time, especially in the veterans community. But I tried to bring this up. I mean, even with the local MPs, they won't speak to me.
Right.
So in the end, I've actually gone through the Irish MPs, the Unionist MPs from Northern Ireland I've been talking.
And Tony, in regard to, I mean, there are worries as well in terms of perhaps elderly veterans having to, getting to the cenotaph tomorrow, for example, being there early. Obviously, it's a long time to wait. They're being told to get there for 8 o'clock in the morning, but also they need sort of electronic, they need a printout or some to show a QR code or something like that. I'm not saying there are loads of older people who can deal with technology really, really well, but there are some who can't. And I wonder if you have any concerns about veterans actually getting there and being admitted.
A little bit, yeah. But then again, I think with a lot of these organisations, for example, I'm ex-Royal Horse Artillery, and a lot of the guys from my regiment and the Royal Artillery Association, they tend to go to the main railway station where they meet up.
Yeah, and all go together.
Yeah. And then they got a lot of the black cabbies, bless them, in London. They take the guys over to the Hyde Park where our lot go to, but again to the cenotaph area, or the horse cars.
Yeah, yeah, and the cabbies do great work, and they often do it for free as well. So
they do, yeah.
For those veterans, we've got to remember their role in all of this as well. Tony, thank you. That's Tony Hayes there, who's chairman of the Veterans Association UK.